So I went out to a location that I have been meaning to get out to for quite some time. This is the limited run retail location, and boy did they have more than just new releases. They had tons of these vintage retro games, they had all of these collector's editions, they had deal tables where everything was like $10, and they even had a section where you could buy these like slightly damaged items. Maybe the case was ripped, maybe it wasn't completely sealed, and you could get like 50% off. So this was wild and insane because I added some Switch games into the collection. So when I think of limited run games, I don't necessarily think of this like pre-owned section. So I'm at the limited run retail location. I've never been here. I love the vibe, but just look at all of these amazing games in here. There's like Atari Lynx. There's all of these, you know, their pre-owned section. They have Wonder Swan color games. These are just things that you do not see. They have some of like the better, more fun, you know, a little pricier games for the Xbox 360. It's like this entire section here. Like, I just absolutely love this because I just thought I was gonna come in and find all of these limited run games. But they have like bookshelves over here just full of literally Xbox 360, your Xbox One games, I guess just whatever comes in the door. This is really cool. And then over here, of course, you know, you have some Sega and stuff, but Nintendo, I just love all of this. I'll have to look and see if these are any Nintendo or even Super Nintendo games that I need, but I didn't even expect to find this retro stuff here. It's like so crazy and so cool looking. So first of all, this one right here was like less than $30 because it was 50% off. We had the Friends of Ringo Ishikawa, I think. This is the special edition of this particular game. It says try to capture the fading youth as gang leader Ringo. And this one actually looks like a fun like beat 'em up. Now I absolutely love the whole aesthetic of this because it reminds me of River City Ransom. So I thought that this was an interesting game. So you pretty much like have these stats as you're improving your punches and your kicks. You know, it is a 2D brawler type combat, and you must figure out what to do like as you go along. But it really looks like a fun time, and getting this whole like special edition that has more than just a game in it is really cool and definitely exciting because I think it really just has like one little tiny like, not a full crease, but it just has like a little slight damage. I guess as a collector or someone maybe might not want that, but if I'm opening this up and playing it, I don't care because it's 50% off and they freshly put out a lot of games as we were in the store, and it was just really cool to, you know, kind of see that discounted option for people who go to the location and maybe find something that they want to play, not necessarily collect. Now this game, I had not seen this before. I've not really heard anything about it, but this is Bats, Bloodsucker Anti-Terror Squad. And this was on the $10 table, so this was pretty cool. It says fight crime one bite at a time. So this is based on the animated TV show that never was. And it says on here, you know, you get to play as a vampire. You pretty much have like these special abilities where you get to unlock more characters. You have to pick up the blood as you go. There are like obstacles everywhere, and this whole style of this game, it looks really cool. It says it's like a side-scrollers of the 16-bit era with a modern twist, fast-paced arcade brawler shooter slasher that rewards precision play and pixel-perfect timing. Play like a pro or take your time running around killing terrorists, slicing off heads, and sucking up blood at your own pace. So I feel like this is a pretty fun one, and I just can't wait to kind of like jump into this. And I even heard that, you know, the bosses are pretty challenging and speed running is definitely great for this particular game. So I really cannot wait to dive into this one and see if it's a lot of fun. So something crazy is when I went out to PAX East, I think it was like last year, they actually had her there signing the autographs for Plumbers Don't Wear Ties. You know, she was the original actress who was involved in that. And it was just pretty crazy to see that there. But I actually went over to the limited run games booth that they had, and that line for her was like super long. It was wrapped all the way around like the entire section of PAX East, and they had to cap the line, but she was so nice that she just kept on having people come up, take pictures, talk about this game, and like kind of how things like transformed. So I thought that was really cool to see, and it's just really neat, just because I do have a few signed copies of this. Now, I've been meaning to pick up this Power Ranger game. So this is Battle for the Grid. This did have some issues and stuff when it first came out, but they have like resolved some of them. But this definitely looks like a fun time, and I'm really excited for the other Power Ranger game that just came out. I definitely have to pick up that beat 'em up, because that one looks fantastic, but especially if I could get one for like less than $10, I'm gonna do that. But this right here, I just love the Power Rangers. I grew up with the Power Rangers. Now, this one does have like the 9 characters to start. It is fun. This variety in this game, definitely nostalgic, and it just looks like a lot of fun. So I really cannot wait to dive into this one, and then hopefully pick up the new beat 'em up. I think it's like Rita's Rewind, so that'll definitely be really cool to see. And then add that one, just because I love these like beat 'em ups. I love how they're bringing back this stuff, just like the Turtles games, even Toxic Crusaders at some point. And then Power Rangers. This is just really cool, and it really brings back, you know, a simpler time to my childhood, so I can't wait to dive in deeper with this particular game. So I absolutely love how this store kind of like transforms everything when it comes to like gaming and this whole like nostalgia, because they do have a lot of these games that they are remastering, remaking, and they have like these cool games that are just all over the place. These different collector's editions, you have them for pretty much like all the systems. And I love how they have a section dedicated to retro video games. So you really never know what you might find at this particular store. They had tons of Japanese imports. They had tons of like Nintendo box games. They had like some weird systems as well, just Neo Geo, and just all kinds of stuff that you just really don't see very often. So I love how if you are local to the area, you could kind of use that as like your all-in-one stop, where you have newer video games, you have those retro, you have a little bit of old and new, and I just love the little touches. They have their own little standees for certain games. They have their own kiosks where you could play things. They have the neon signs and just neon lights all over. It really like sets a vibe, and I haven't seen anything quite like that before. So I really enjoyed my time there with some of my buddies, and we had a great time shopping and just kind of seeing what they had to offer. Now this one looks like a fun puzzle game. We have Gunbrick Reloaded. So I thought this was pretty cool. You pretty much have like this whole like brick style like looking thing, and then you just have this puzzle game. So there's really a lot going on with this box scrolling puzzle game. It is super strategic, and the art style is pretty cool. The color is great in this game. It says this jam-packed world set over 5 unique locations. You have to like roll your way through. There's crafty puzzles, epic boss fights, unlock hidden levels. So I definitely cannot wait to jump into this. Sometimes I like to relax with a nice puzzle game and just really enjoy it. So for $10, you cannot beat that. Now this one looked pretty cool too. I believe I played something like this before very briefly. This is Tiny Troopers Global Ops, and this one was also $10. So you pretty much have this like miniature warfare on a global scale. Now, I feel like these games are pretty fun to pick up in bursts, because it does have that like arcade shooter, like in small little spurts, but it has like this campaign up to 4 players, you know, 6 chapters with missions, kind of geared towards like a younger audience, and you have these like squad of troops that you have to upgrade. So I really do enjoy like little fun games like this that you can just like pick up and play. And I'll have to see which other one I have. I thought I had it for maybe like a different system. I don't know if it's this particular one, but it was like a Tiny Trooper game, so I'll have to look more into that. And this one I didn't really know much about, but it said 3 games in one, and it was $10, and you have like this whole like special edition. So this one right here has Holy Potatoes, a weapon shop, Holy Potatoes, We're in Space, and Holy Potatoes, What the Heck. So this right here is just really neat. And because it was a big box and they only had like one, I had to pick it up. But it says that there are like postcards maybe, collectible pin badges in here. And I don't really know what these games are like, but it says crafting, it says cooking, and then forge the finest weapons and sell them. So I'm not really too sure exactly what I'm expecting on this, but I'll have to dive into it and kind of see what this game is like, see if it's any good, or see if they're all $10 for a particular reason. But overall, this was such a fun experience going into this location. I have not been in there before, and I really wanted to check it out since I was in the area for the video game convention, and everyone was super nice. It was just really cool to see. And of course, I saw tons of games that I bought the collector's editions for before, so if there is something that you miss out on, that maybe you didn't hit that, you know, in the pre-order, you didn't pre-order it out for like a year in advance, you could potentially go to the store and maybe find a particular game or collector's edition that you've been looking for. I saw tons of really great ones, and overall, I just had a blast. So let me know if any of these games are really good. I think the Friends of Ringo, I think that one's going to be a really fun time. Even like the vampire one, Bats, I think that one looks awesome. So let me know if you guys have played those. And of course, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Go ahead and check out all of my other videos and stay tuned for more.